Hello and welcome to Joanne's Cosmic Energy Radio Show. How is everybody doing? I am your host, Joanne Cologne, your certified holistic personal trainer, intuitive healer, cosmic energy reader, medical astrologer, master of numerology, and the creator of the Chakra Balance Numerology Cosmic Energy Forecast Deck. Yes, it's a long, long title, but it is what it is. How are you all doing? Let's get that out of the way. Let's find out how we are doing today energetically with all that's going on in the planets in the cosmic world. Want to give a big shout out to two of my advertising sponsors that do help make the radio show and my TV show run week after week after week. And that first shout out goes to Kendrick Greer. You all know him by now. He's our astrologer. He's the go-to for all this stuff that's going on in the world, in the planets, and why we may be having challenging times sleeping at night, or why the hell patterns are showing up and what we're supposed to be doing with those damn patterns. If you're like me, you're probably in a space in your head, contemplating, evaluating, and analyzing everything to pieces. And then we have CJ Ives Lopez. She's the host of the Author's Porch. And she's got this brand new magazine coming out, which is going to be launching on July 15th. And she actually revealed her cover today, and it looks amazing. So if you had a chance and didn't have a chance, go check out CJ Ives Lopez and check out that cover. And if you're interested in providing an article or an ad, definitely go to her, because she's definitely going to have articles after articles after articles showing up. You don't want to miss out, and you don't want to be put out. So go connect with her. So share, like, and comment on today's show, because it's always fun when you bring friends with you. So again, how are you feeling? How are you feeling? Today is July 7th, 2021. And those of you who have been following me on a regular basis, now obviously the radio show only happens once a month, which makes it easy to follow. But today, when we think about today's date, today is 7/7. And because I do love numerology, oh my God, my passion, my purpose, my reason for getting up most days of the week, the 7/7 energy. 7 in itself, when we talk about numerology, is all about how we reflect, how we analyze, but more importantly, how we can get ourselves to get grounded so we can meditate and really make that connection to our higher self so we can understand why we're here on earth. Now, if you're like me and you go into those deep questions of why the hell am I here on earth? Why did I choose to be reincarnated in this lifetime during a damn pandemic? Well, you did. You chose to. And along with choosing to be here in this lifetime, you've also chosen all the different people you have come in contact with. So you might be in a space in your head this month, specifically today, in analyzing what is your purpose, why are you here, what are you supposed to be doing, and even more importantly, what do you want to leave behind when you go, when you do all the work that you came here to do and you finally go home. So those might be some really big questions you might be asking yourself today on this 7/7 day. But not just today. When we think about the entire month of July, July holds this energy of the evaluator, the seeker, the process of wanting to go within and really get answers to these questions. Every one of us has more than one question in our head. We're trying to figure things out. We're trying to figure things out. And again, if you're anything like me, you might find yourself being up late at night with your eyes wide open and trying to see how you can figure out your life. And if there's such a thing. Now, thank goodness, when we think about this whole process of analyzing and evaluating and seeking and going on the spiritual journey, thank goodness there's people like myself, healers, mentors, teachers, masters, and even those messages, the messages. Now, I'm sure you've heard the expression, don't shoot the messenger. Well, those messages are all the people in your life that trigger the shit out of you. Yes, those are your messages. Every one of those people who trigger you are a messenger. And they might be triggering you because there's things that's deeper rooted that needs your attention. And in this energy that we are in right now, with these 4 planets in retrograde, let's speak about Pluto, let's speak about Saturn, Jupiter, and Neptune. These planets are helping us to discover who we are on a much deeper level. So with that being said, we have all these different people that come into our path. Some people we know for a very, very long time, and then some people we don't. And then you'll have people who'll come in and disappear, come back, whatever the case, and they may trigger you. They may say one word that might just irritate the shit out of you. I hope we can curse. If not, my apologies. But that's your messenger. That's all they are, is a messenger. They are there to help you become the best version of who you are. And I put a smile on my face when I say that, because I just want to make a notation here that today's show, we're going to have a lot of insight coming in that's going to lead you to a lot of maybe answers to some of your questions based on my guests that will be showing up in a little while. But before we get into that, I want to tap into energy. Let's tap into some of the energy from 7-7. Now, notice I didn't add the year 2021 into this formula, but I'm going to right now, because again, it's a double number. When we take that 7-7, it's a 14, which works out to be a 5. 5 energy is all about the changes that every one of us are undergoing. Every one of us are undergoing changes that we want to go and changes that we're being forced to do. Now, interesting enough, Bobby and I were just talking about this before we got on the show. When we are in control of taking changes and making changes, we're very happy because we're in control of them. But if there are changes that take place that we have no control over, we get a little fussy. But those are the changes we need to work with, because that's what I like to call the universe stepping in and helping us to shift things that need to get out so we can make space for the things that need to come in. Because again, if you're going to try to fit everything in one small space, you're not going to have any room to move and grow. So think about letting shit go so you can make space for what needs to come in. And that's what these retrogrades are going to help you with. So here we have that 7-7, which is the 5 energy of change. Let's bring the collective energy into this, which is 5. Some more change. Now we're going to add, we got double 5s here, just as we had double 7s. It's a double day, double Dutches. Hey, hey, hey. Interesting to say. When we think about double numbers, numbers that repeat themselves, the message right off the back is the universe is trying to get your attention because that number repeats twice. So this is a very important day. So that double 7, what do you need to put your attention on in regards to perhaps meditating, sitting quietly, going within, and evaluating? And that double 5, what do you need to change today? What do you need to change today so you can step into that higher frequency of who you're meant to be today? That's what this energy is about. Now, when we add the double 5, we get a 10, which is a 1. A new beginning, new opportunity, leadership, independence, new doors opening, new doors opening. What new door would you like to open up today, at the end of the day, throughout the day? How often are you going into, let's say, a supermarket or a deli or a grocery store or a clothing store and opening doors, or even your own house or your own office? Every time you open a door, think of that as a new opportunity for today. Now, I want to make a note, and then I'm going to pull a card. The only energy we can focus on is right now, today. Yesterday's gone, tomorrow hasn't arrived. So all you have is right now, today. So today's gift is about your new opportunity. So taking time to quiet your mind down so you can be grounded and think about what one change can you make today so you can step into that higher frequency and be the best version of yourself today. Let's tap into my cards and see which chakra can help you. Which chakra may need your attention because it might be blocked, it might be stagnant, it may be tired. What affirmation is going to show up, and what number can help you out as well. Because again, we all know I love numbers. Interesting. Our affirmation is health. So how can you change your health today? What one thing can you change today? And it's so funny. I was watching a live today that Gail Nicholson, who's going to be one of our guests today, did about I forget the title of it. Shame on me. But she was speaking about some health experiences as well in reference to changing something so you can be a better version of yourself. These are my words, not hers. And my question to you is, what can you change regarding your health? Can you have a better plan in reference to going to sleep? Can you have a better plan to when you wake up? Can you have a better plan to what you put in your mouth? Can you have a better plan to how you move your body? Change, 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 change. The energy here is the sacral. The sacral energy is, this is your day to be reborn. This is your day to start up new habits. The number is 33. Now, you know how I like those double numbers. Now, the 33 is not only a power number, but it's also a master number. So this is about where you are the master teacher at how you heal. How you heal. You are teaching others how to heal. You are the master teacher on today's energy. So I want you to keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Working on being the confidence and the rebirth that you're going to have today in this powerful energy of 7-7 adds out to a 10. New beginnings, being independent, being a leader as you are the master teacher as you heal and help others to do the same. Powerful energy for today. So with all that being said, as much as I love to hear myself chat and I love to share insight with you, what we're going to do is we're going to take a really quick commercial break. And when I come back, I am going to have the 3 Crones and the woo-woo on with me. There's going to be a whole lot of woo-woo. So grab some water and stay with me. I'll be right back.
Hi guys, I'm Kendrick Cortez Greer, personal astrologer and astrological counselor here in Brooklyn, New York. I've been an astrologer for over 23 years now, providing astrological readings, counseling sessions, workshops, and corporate events all throughout the tri-state area. I've been very blessed and lucky to have clients all throughout the United States and beyond. If you're interested in a reading that is warm, heartfelt, honest, and conducive to speaking to one of your best friends, please contact me at 917-863-7528. You can also email me at kendrickstar@gmail.com. That's Kendrick, STAR, @gmail.com. And for you Insta people, find me on Instagram at Kendrick Cortez Astrology. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Toodles.
Hey guys, welcome. We are back on the Author Sports. I am so excited to be here with my co-host Anastasia. How you doing, girl?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am good. It's so good to see you again. We don't get to see each other very often. We might have to do this every week, right? Tonight we are also talking with Scott.
Hello and welcome to Joanne's Cosmic Energy. How is everybody doing? I am your host, Joanne Angel Barry Cologne. And oh my God, how damn exciting I am. It's the 7/7 of July. Holy crap, I have the 3 Crones and the woo-woo right here with me. How damn excited is every one of you as I am, the 3 Crones and the woo-woo. And what I'm gonna do, because we all know that I screw up names. So what we're going to do is I'm going to give each one of them a chance to introduce themselves with their names and what they do. We're going to start with Gail. She's probably the only name I will not screw up. Gail Nicholson, introduce yourself. Let our viewers know what you do and who you are.
Awesome. Hi, everybody. I'm Gail Nicholson. I am a resilience coach, metaphysician. Someday I'll get to be able to say that word right. And I've been reading tarot lately, so that's been a whole lot of fun and exploration.
Awesome.
Next.
Thank you. And Damaris, I'm not even going to try your last name, so go for it.
Yes, so I'm Damaris Domolinsky. I am a medical astrologer. I'm also a spiritual life coach, and I'm a Reiki master teacher. I do a whole bunch of stuff, and I also read tarot as well, which I love. It's a lot of fun.
Awesome. Thank you. And Krista, we know we're not going to say your last name. Go for it.
Okay. My name is Krista Ducharme, and I'm an intuitive healer, a Reiki master teacher, a plethora of other things. I help people essentially find their happy. And I am also known in some places as a crystal goddess, which I love. And I take on, they read tarot. I have to say, I go oracle. So there you have it, folks. I'm an oracle reader.
There we go. There we
And
go.
numerology like Joanne. So
Excellent, excellent. And what makes today so special is as the three of them just got done explaining what they do, how very different they are, as very the same they are, but they're so unique. You know, where theoretically, when we all sit here in this circle right now, numerology, astrology, tarot card readings, Reiki masters, crystal healing, hello, here you got it all in one place, and that's what makes this amazing for this day. So I'm hoping that if there's such a thing as the right viewers being here today with us, grab your pens and paper, or pen and paper. You don't need more than one pen unless it runs out of ink. And take some notes here, because they're going to provide, each and every one of them are going to provide some interesting woo-woo information here going on. So let's start off with, as I know it, Gail is basically the main host to the Three Crones and a Woo-Woo. Is that correct?
That's only correct because I have the hardware and I get the toys.
Yeah, so that's pretty much what I mean, where you get to sort of direct everything behind the scenes as well as being right in front of the camera. So yes. you got total control of what's going on.
Oh, no. I do not have total control. Oh, and that's what makes it so much fun, though.
There's no control.
So no control. All right, so we'll take that away from you. So if you could share with me how the Three Crones and the Woo-Woo came about, I would love to hear that. And I'm sure our viewers would too.
Awesome. Well, you know more than our viewers about how that came about, because
I do, but I can't share that. It's for you to share.
So as I recall it, I've had both you, Joanne, and you, Krista, on my show, The Spotlight. And then I got a communication out of the blue from Joanne saying, hey, we need to talk to this Krista chick, about this idea that kind of popped up while I was having this conversation with her. And I'm like, okay, flow with it, go for it, let's do this. What's going on? So I get on the phone with Joanne and with Krista, and they start telling me about basically all of these magic numbers that popped up during their conversation, and how there was supposed to be a third person that, kind of fleshed things out. And we were all going to bring to it our different backgrounds and points of view, and then allow all of the similar things among us just to kind of rise into the space, right? So that people could see that we may all have our little individual recipes of tools in our toolboxes, and we may have our own little like language for the things that we do, but it's all the same, whether it doesn't matter what religious background you come from, if there's no religious background whatsoever, if you've lived in the same place all your life, or you've moved all over the globe, there is a universal energy that wise women use. And wise women over the age of 50, which are us, start to lose their inhibitions, if that's really a word, about what's okay to say in public. So what that does is allows us three wise women over 50 to say whatever the hell comes up.
There you go.
And it's so much fun, and it's so enlightening and entertaining, and it's changed my life being in communication with first Joanne, Krista, and me, and now Damaris, Krista, and me. And the Woo-Woo has carried this forward with a life of its own. This is not any one of us individually. This is the conglomeration of spirit. We're just placeholders here.
Excellent.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I just got goosebumps.
Yes.
Head to toe. Woo!
Yes. Thank you, Gail, for sharing that. Now, what I want to do is I want to hop over to Krista for a moment and ask Krista to share that conversation that Krista and I had initially before the Three Crones and the Woo-Woo came about, how that intuition showed up. So the viewers can get a better understanding to how actually intuition shows up. And if you can remember all of that, Krista.
Okay, so I am not gonna pretend to say I remember the whole conversation.
Of course not.
What I do remember, the really valid parts, or what I consider the important parts, was you and I were just we started off just an introduction, just a conversation. You had watched me on Gail's Spotlight, and we had a lot of common threads. And as we're talking, suddenly you're getting downloads of information. I'm getting information, some of it, and we're like, okay, so this is really strange. I'm getting all that we had never talked before. Never talked before.
No.
But the information that was coming was very on par, to the point where we're finishing each other's thoughts, sentences, and then we're both checking our watches or our clocks, whatever it might have been. And it's like, do you realize it's 9:22? Oh my gosh, we just said this, and it's 9:33, or the double numbers appeared in validation. So our conversation went initially in a area of writing a book together. Now, I'm not saying that book is never going to come out, because
oh, it will. It
will. It's definitely going to come out. I just, Spirit decided that no, this was a great way for the three of us to start practicing what became Three Crones in the Woo Woo, because we'd meet once a week, just as we are right now on video, because we live in totally different locations. And at the time, I was still in the United States, and now I'm not. So
exactly.
We were meeting and we were recording our conversations, and the whole Three Crones in the Woo Woo came out of that, because we were having fun together and we were talking about things. And the more we talked, the more we realized that people really needed to hear what we were saying, because, well, quite frankly, damn it, we're awesome.
Exactly. And if I'm not mistaken, and Gail's pretty good with keeping dates. So when the Three Crones in the Woo Woo was born, so to speak, it was born during the pandemic, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it definitely was. It was October of 2020, right before Halloween.
Yeah.
Because we were lucky to be able to kind of surf the Halloween wave as coming on as Crones.
Exactly. And the perfect time at that time to bring on the Three Crones in the Woo Woo, because of the energy of the pandemic, where there were more people home watching their screens, so there was more energy being around. So I just wanted to bring that out. Well, thank you, Krista, for sharing how the intuition came into play, because I think that's important for our viewers to know. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to, I guess it would be fast forward a little bit. Here it is that, again, we have the Three Crones in the Woo Woo. We have Damaris here. Damaris, share with us when you received the email from me. I think it was from me asking you if you would be interested in filling in on my space, or my spot, however we say it, whatever the phrase is.
You took her chair.
You took my damn chair.
I'd love to share that. So, I was under the impression that it was only one time, because you had to be somewhere else that day, and I was going to fill in. Mm-hmm. So when I went on the show with Gail and Krista, I just, we connected. I really felt like at home. I felt like I've known them. It was just, we clicked. And that was about it. But then afterwards, I received an email from Joanne asking if I wanted to do it all the time. And I was just like, in shock. I couldn't believe it. And I didn't expect it at all, but I was really thrilled to do it. And I really want to thank you, Joanne, for thinking of me and choosing me, I should say, because I know you know a lot of people, to be a part of the Three Crones. And I love it. Thank you.
Well, my pleasure. And not to take full credit of choosing you. And what I mean by that is and it wasn't even my decision to decide to leave the Three Crones. It was a universal decision. And when that decision came about, I had asked the universe, I'm like, okay, so who's going to fill in? And right off the back, I heard Damaris. I was like, okay, so that's who it is. So it wasn't even a matter of having to go through a checklist. And of course, before obviously reaching out to you, I connected with Krista and Gail to find out if maybe they had somebody else in mind for stealing my chair. So I wanted to include them in the decision because obviously I was no longer going to be there. So it was no longer really up to me at that point. And again, when we think about the 3 Crones and the woo-woo and each person, and I think Krista already mentioned that she's in the Netherlands right now, right?
Yep, I live in the Netherlands. Yep.
And Gail, where are you located right now?
I'm in the desert. I'm in just outside of Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay. And Damaris, where are you located?
Long Island, New York.
All right, so here we have, and by the way, people, when I was with the 3 Crones of the Woo-Woo, I was in Queens of New York. So here you have 4 people who've never met.
Yeah.
And Damaris and I live very close to one another because Long Island and Queens is what? Half hour, 45 minutes away from one another?
45 minutes with traffic.
Exactly. Exactly. But we've never met.
No.
But as Damaris said, when she was first introduced to Gail and Krista on the day that she took my place for the day, she felt like she was at home with them. It was so comfortable. And when Krista and I spoke on the very first time regarding our general conversation where we had no idea that we were going to, that it was going to go where it went. It was just 2 women on a conversation talking about whatever we were talking about. And we connected as though we knew each other from a lifetime ago.
Yep.
And
Definitely.
those of you who follow Gail and I share a very special relationship. We're sisters from another life, but never met. So I find
White Queen, Red Queen.
Exactly. So here you have 3 people. We're going to take me out of the equation for now. 3 amazing women that bring together a show every Tuesday. Now, if you've never had an opportunity to check out their show on Tuesday, I highly recommend that you literally take space, mark your calendar, get yourself your hot coffee, your cold coffee, whatever it is you want to drink, or wine for that matter.
Wine helps.
And connect with the 3 of them on Tuesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern time, because the 3 of them are funny as hell. Funny as hell.
Well, thank you.
Funny as hell. So what we're going to do here, I'm going to start with Damaris, because I know, again, based on watching the show and being a part of the show, Damaris pretty much, I'm not going to say starts the show. After Gail talks about what Gail needs to talk about, Damaris speaks about, Damaris, what is your part in the show?
Astrology and numerology. So I talk about the number of the day and then the astrology, whatever transits are going on that week.
And when we talk about astrology, especially today, we have so much going on. Why is it so important? Why do you feel it's so important for you to share with our viewers about astrology? Why is that so damn important? I mean, I know why it's important. Gail and Krista knows why it's important, but why is it so important?
You know, when I first started understanding astrology and studying astrology, what I did was I looked on my personal chart. And in my personal chart, I started finding timelines, different timelines of different events that happened in my life. And I understood that this was real. I understood that this was like a cosmic clock, really, with timelines of things that happened, that will, that are happening and that will happen. And so I believed in it wholeheartedly. Then I started studying the energy of the planets, and the energy of the planets affect us individually and collectively. They affect us internally because we're like the microcosm, right, of the stars. And so people really need to understand how important it is to understand astrology, which I feel is the science of God. It's how we, we connect everything. It's how we understand everything. When there's chaos on the planet, we look to the stars to make sense of it. And that's how I feel about it. I love it. I feel very strong about it. And that's how I make sense of life, my life, and the collective.
Excellent, excellent. So Damaris, would you say it's safe to say it's extremely important for everybody to have their natal chart and know what the hell, how to
I
use
believe
it?
so, because it's about their life. It's about, studying the charts. I know that there's specific the life before this one, if people believe in reincarnation, that's really pivotal in your chart, because you're still like living life through those effects unless you shift. So you look at the past life, who you were then, and what you keep repeating as a pattern. And then it shows your patterns, your negative traits, I would say. And it also shows your potential. And so, I think it was Mark Twain that said there's two most important days in one's life, and it's the day you're born and then the day you find out why. And I look at astrology that way, because you're born, that's the first birth. When you find out why is the second birth. It's when you really become the master of the self. And so I really highly recommend that people do their charts so that they can master themselves.
Excellent. Yes, yes. And there is so much going on right now between retrograde and everything else that, I mean, at least for me on a personal note, knowing my astrology chart helps me to understand why I might be feeling what I'm feeling. Also helps me to understand when I should be doing something and when I should not be doing something.
Absolutely.
And it keeps me in alignment to having things flow a little easily. Now, I'm not suggesting that it's going to prevent things from not happening in reference that you're not going to have chaos in the world, in your life, because that's, I would say that's part of the plan as well, is that chaos might show up. But you can work through it a lot easily when you have the understanding of what your chart is and how everything is actually flowing.
Yes, absolutely. I always say that awareness is key, because with the awareness, how to react, or I should say how to, deal with the situation in front of you. So the reaction could be negative or positive, and based on that reaction, if it's negative, it's going to set you backwards. If it's positive, it's going to catapult you forward. So the awareness is key.
Excellent, excellent. And if you don't mind, Damaris, just let our viewers know how they can reach you, because I'm sure they're going to want to reach you after knowing all of this.
So I'm on Facebook as Damaris Smolinski, the same way it's spelled on the show there. They can also email me at damaris.smolinski.com. Or also they can find me on my website, which is damarissamolinski.com.
Excellent, excellent. And for our viewers, there's just one nice flyer that has all their information on it. So if you're not able to catch it while they're saying it, just go back and look at the flyer. Thank you, Damaris, for sharing that. What I'd like to do now is I'm going to turn this over to Krista, because Krista's the second person that speaks about crystals. Oh my God, crystals. One of my favorite. I have amethyst on today. I know Krista likes amethyst too. So Krista, why is crystals? I mean, this sounds like a no-brainer. Why are crystals so damn important, and why do our viewers need to know about the crystal of the week?
Okay, so for those of us who understand crystals, or for those who just like shiny, sparkly things, we'll just keep it simple. If you love shiny, sparkly things, crystals are fantastic to have in your life. Now, the reason why the crystal of the week is so important, because it allows us to focus on just one crystal, one energy. The really cool thing, and this is the part that always blows all of us away, Gail, myself, you, Joanne, Damaris, anyone who actually is paying attention, is I pull the crystal of the week weeks, if not months in advance, right? And then the week of it, the week that the crystal comes. So like this week, it's morganite, which, by the way, just as an FYI, if you don't have this, it is now become one of those must-have crystals that I have definitely think that everyone needs to have. But
it's a must-have.
It is a must-have. It's
Yeah.
one of those crystals. It's, helps with the compassion. It helps with our opening. Think of Care Bears. I'm going to use the Care Bear analogy, ladies.
Boy, Care Bears.
Okay, we're using the Care Bear analogy again. So think of, when you see that image that's going around, and it's like when a light worker says, I'm sending you light, and it's the Care Bear, and it's like that. All right. So this is what Morganite does, is it takes your heart center and it just makes you, it aligns the light column within you, and then it takes that heart center of yours and it just beams it out. And it does it in a way that's far different than rose quartz. Now, if you really want to hear everything, go watch yesterday's show. We're going to put the link. I'm not going to spoil everything. But the really cool thing and the aspect that I'm bringing up, and I'm using Morganite as our example, is when you're listening to what Damaris was talking about in terms of the planetary alignments. And when you're listening to what the energy that she's tapping into, whether it's through the numerology, the astrology, and various other things, and even our conversation. So that's like our opening conversation that the three of us will have. By the time you get down to the crystal of the week, it's like the domino effect. Everything suddenly makes sense as to why it's the crystal of the week.
There you go.
And I selected that weeks or months in advance.
Mm-hmm.
And so understanding what crystals do, because they are a gift from Mama Earth. They each have a vibration and they each have a different job. In understanding what that job is and understanding how it might work for you, even if all it does is it's a reminder that, I look at Morganite and I know that my heart shines like a Care Bear. Right? So I know people now are going to be like, Krista, you're over the top. But
There's no such
now
thing. There's no such thing.
This is the line? Really?
No, really? I don't think there is a line when it comes to me, but hey, I could be wrong. But yeah, so but if that's all that it reminds you is that, hey, I heard one of the three Crones, Krista Crone. I don't know what the crystal crone, whatever you want to call me. It doesn't matter.
It fits the crystal crone.
There you go. That does actually fit. Funny enough, and it does. It has a nice vibe to it.
Yeah.
But if you just remember that, hey, Morganite opens up my heart space and it makes it shine, and that might be something that to have in my life. So that I remember that I need to keep my heart open, for compassion, love, awareness, balance, all these things. It's doing its job.
Yes.
It's doing its job. I mean, amethyst, we could talk about the amethyst you have around your neck.
Yes. But before we talk about amethyst, what I want to find out, and I'm sure our viewers are curious too, out of all the crystals out there, Krista, what is your favorite one? You can only pick one. What is your favorite?
Today it's Morganite. Honestly, today it's Morganite.
Which means you have 365 favorite crystals.
It means I have a lot. And I think
that's a low number.
I think that ultimately, the more I've played with crystals and the more I work with crystals, the more I just see them. I see them as friends. And no, I'm not pathetic. I have friends. Because that came out of my mouth.
You sure you have friends and they're not just all crystals? Come on,
maybe they're only crystals, And
when all the other adults leave the room, they can move again and play.
And they come out and play with me, right? No, but I think of them as being that support, and of late, since COVID, and even prior to COVID, with some of the things in our move and stuff that had occurred, realizing how powerful they can be in terms of helping, has made me realize that there isn't just one favorite. Now, I do have one must have, must have.
Okay, what's the must-have?
The must have is everyone must have amethyst, because I consider that a master healer.
See, look at that. Look at that.
Yes. And I actually have one right here. I was looking, see, I got grape jelly up here.
Oh, beautiful.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Now explain for our viewers, because yes, the four of us know what amethyst is. Bobby might actually know what amethyst is, but our viewers may not. So just give it a little definition of what amethyst is and what it's used for.
Amethyst is great in terms of, like I said, it's a master healer. It's great for everything. It's great for addiction. It's great for, I love Gail's one whenever we talk about amethyst, and she's like, they used to make the chalice with amethyst and carve it out and drink their wine. And I'm like, I want to find one of those. But
I can find some for you. They're a bit pricey. Just saying.
I'm sure. I don't need them over here. I'll wait until I'm back in the States. But amethyst is really great. It helps people overcome their own anxieties. It's a feel-good stone, but a feel-good kind of stone. We can say all stones feel good, but this is a feel-good stone in terms of from head to toe. It's like without effort. Excellent. If that makes sense. Where some stones, they require you to work at it, but that's what they're there. They're teachers,
yes,
and helpers. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Krista, for sharing that. Now, Krista, for our viewers, let them know how they can reach you.
Oh, you can find me on Facebook. It's really easy. I'm Dimensional Healing with Krista on Facebook. You can also find me on the Three Crones in the Woo Woo Facebook page, and you can hit me up with a message and my name right down there, Krista Ducharme. Just message me if you have any questions, because I happily answer. And remember, I am I'm at least 6 hours ahead of the majority of you. There are a few people I'm further ahead than that.
You can catch her at like 2 a.m., which is when I catch her. 2 a.m.
That's 2 a.m. because that's my 8 a.m. and I'm up.
Yes, I always found it to be funny where at 2 a.m. when I'm just about ready to go to bed, Krista is popping up on Facebook, saying her highs and whatever. And I'm like, hi. I'm like, wait a minute. I haven't gone to bed yet. Why are you awake? I'm like, how does this really work? And that's like, in my mind, I was like, wow, this is what happens when we're all over the world. So blew my mind the first time I saw her on Facebook when 2 a.m. I'm like, wow, she's up as late as I am. No, she's just getting up in the morning. I'm like, oh, that's how this works. I was like, okay. So now, of course, we can't leave out Gail, because Gail gives a whole lot of information on the Three Crones and the Woo Woo in the beginning portion of the show and then the ending portion of the show. And if I had a place to say, I definitely love the ending portion because she shares a word. Like Damaris shares about astrology, Krista shares about crystals, but then Gail shares a word. So Gail, talk to us about that.
Well, thank you for that. That makes me blush. Takes a lot to make me blush. Okay.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Good job.
I have a tendency of doing that to people.
My segment's called The Creative Commands, and it never fails, ever, that, Krista, every 6 months or so far, Krista has given me a list of these are the crystals for the next 6 months. So that's 24 different crystals. And I put them into my spreadsheet and I go, okay, that's the crystal. I have no idea what the astrology for the day is that our show day is on. But I look at the crystal and I go, okay, what do the audience need to know about that day? And a phrase will pop into my head, and I make stuff up like oh, what was this week? Intuition, your onboard GPS, you know, loving yourself wisely was this past week with the Morganite, right?
That's it. Yeah.
And every single week, this 2-minute table topics thing weaves everything that we've been talking about all hour together. And I didn't sit down and plan this. I didn't write anything out except for writing down the answer to the question, what do people need to hear about this today? And boom. Okay. And every week, it's like right now I'm getting goosebumpies.
Yep.
The woo-woo comes in and closes out the show. That's the best way I can put it. I'm just a conduit at that point and pulling in, you know, whatever memories they can access to deliver the message. But there you have it. I mean, honestly, I'm not doing a whole lot over here to prepare.
Yeah, you know, it's really funny when it comes to Gail. She it's like she does a whole lot. I mean, we just got done saying before, she runs the back part of the show, because without her having everything going on from the behind the scenes part of it, the show does not work. Yeah. And then here she is behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, where you get to see her doing what she does, and then she has this weekly word. So how is that not doing a whole lot of a lot?
I feel like Lin-Manuel Miranda somehow now. Now that's a guy who's got a lot going on.
You know? Word magic.
And when you think about all of what Gail actually does, there's where the woo-woo comes in, because she's got the magic. She's got the magic to do all the little things that she's doing that she's not claiming she's doing.
Yes.
So it's the magic of the woo-woo. But what makes the show so amazing is that as viewers, you get a word of the week, you get a crystal of the week, and then you get to find out how to adjust yourself with all that's going on with the planets and a number. Mm-hmm. That's a lot of insight in 1 hour. Yeah. A lot of insight. And you also get, which I think is probably the greatest medicine of all. Now, I can say this because I watch their show now that I'm not on the show. You get laughter. I laugh my ass off when I watch the show. Literally, it is so damn funny. It's so damn funny. You know, whether it's fumbling over a word or whatever it might be, but it's funny as hell.
It's just being authentic. It's being us. It's playing with each other. It's trying not to take this whole world too significantly, because joy is your access to changing it. So
true.
Exactly.
1 hour, you're not going to spend that way.
Exactly.
You're going to spend
Exactly. So, Gail, before I move into my next question, let the viewers know how they can reach you.
You can always reach me on Facebook, G2 Nicholson, if you want to @ me, or search for Gail Nicholson. My name is spelled with a Y, Gayle Nichoolson. And you can always take a look at my website, www.gailnicholson.com, or email me directly at g2@gailnicholson.com.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Gail.
Thank you.
So my next question for the three of you, this is for all three of you, and I'll get to each one of you individually, but I'm going to start with Gail. Gail, where do you see the three Crones and the woo-woo going?
Where do I see it going?
Yeah, like where do you
I see television, I see merch, I see seminars and like speaking stage public appearances.
Awesome.
That's essentially what I see. I see there being a lot, the largest coven of joy in the world.
Ooh, I love that. Gotta write that down. Largest coven of joy in the world.
Krista, I'll give you time to write. I'm gonna hop over to Damaris then. Damaris, where do you see the three Crones and the woo-woo going?
I see exactly what Gail sees, and I was sharing with Gail and Krista that I started to see these numbers all the time, 52, 52, 52. And I really didn't understand what the 52 was about. And then when I studied it, I know that it has to do with the three Crones, and it's all of that. It's expansion, it's growing, it's spreading ourselves and touching many lives.
Awesome. Thank you. And Krista, you got your pen over there and wrote down your note?
I wrote that down. I'm going to use that, ladies. I am. Yeah, no, I'm with Gail and I'm with Damaris. The other thing I see us being able to do also are retreats. Not just being able to really allow people to learn, to immerse themselves in a safe space with what it is that they consider woo-woo, what it is that they're going to want to learn. And as I always like to say, is it's their personal vision quest. So for me, when it comes down to a retreat, it's all about your own personal vision quest. It's about learning to unfold your soul, learning to unfold who you are, right? So I see us as the largest coven of joy being able to do that. I love it.
There you go. There you
Word
go.
magic again, Gail.
It is. I'll tell you, I had to get that down.
Exactly. And as the three of them see themselves expanding, I want to put the energy out there too, because I see the three of them expanding.
Oh, thank you.
I see the three of you. I see the show, The Three Crones and the Woo Woo, as Gail said, traveling on stage, retreats, meeting people, and something, and I'm sure they've thought about this as well. I'm sure this is just not coming from me. As they do come together as retreats, they actually get to meet each other.
That would be an awesome thing. It's meet one another.
Oh my God. Now, ladies, there's one thing I'm going to ask of you. When that day happens and you do the retreat that the three of you get to meet, I need to be a part of it because I want to meet the three.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
100%. You got to be here.
Yes. Because it's like, I don't know what the world would do when the three of you getting together in one place. It's like, oh my Lord.
I think
it will be awesome.
It will be very awesome. I don't think the globe is quite ready for that yet.
Yeah.
But it's okay because I know it's getting ready.
They're getting ready.
Yep.
The three of you are going to meet someplace for the very first time.
I don't know why I keep hearing Belize every time you say that. I have no desire for
Belize. When you keep hearing?
I like Belize.
Yeah.
Belize. Okay. We all have to make sure our passports are good then.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. And as the Maras can agree on this one, can contest to it, this Friday is new moon energy. So if anything, this is a great time to put pen to paper and start writing out those intentions as the three crones and the woo-woo, got a little caught up there, putting those intentions together. Because I truly believe that when a group comes together and sets the intention, it can manifest so much faster.
Yeah, I believe that too.
I too. Me too. Yep.
Yes,
definitely.
Absolutely.
Yes. So again, with all of our viewers watching, I want everyone to set out that intentions for the three crones and the woo-woo, where they do get to have retreats. They do get to meet in person. They get to be on stage. They get to help heal as many people as they can with the word of the week, the crystal of the week, and astrology, and bringing it together, because all those three things, and of course their energies, because their energies, even though yes they're very much alike, they're very different. They have very different energy, and I think that's powerful because they have very different energy, but they're very much the same. And they, again, and I say it again and again, they will make you laugh. They will make you laugh. And laughter is a medicine, and it's important. It's important.
So, Joanne, I want to take a really quick second just to say thank you so much for everything that you've done and been that has generated this from the beginning and made the continuation of it flow like butter. Yeah. Thank you so much for who you are.
Yes. My pleasure. As I think we've said on the last Three Crones and a Woo Woo that I was on, that I happen to be the catalyst where I just sort of, I step in to do certain projects. It's almost like my Cancer energy is the rising sign. I start projects and I sort of never finish them, so to speak. But it's not in a sense of not finishing them. I start projects because I'm called in to start the project, but not to fully complete. I bring other people in to complete. What was that?
I said you're an incubator. Marianne Williamson is also an incubator. She starts things and then she hands them off to the team that's supposed to do the long haul work.
Yes. And generally speaking, for me, that's a very challenging energy to carry, because I am one to commit to what I commit to. Yeah. So when I'm being called to say, okay, it's time to leave, I'm like, no, I didn't finish that yet. We're still going. Why am I leaving? Well, you got to hand it over. You've done what you came to do. Now it's time to go. I'm like, but that's not fair. That's not.
I'm just having fun.
It's all good, Joanne, because I don't think that it's quite done completely with Three Crones.
No.
Exactly.
I think that it's just that you're going to have a different place. I see it as more of you'll come in with guest moments, whether it's that we come
when we do our retreats, you'll be the MC.
Yeah.
There you go.
I like that.
Yes. But Gail, I like to thank you for that message that you sent me. I appreciate that. And yes, I mean, it is challenging to start the work and then be told I have to leave, but I'm starting to work with it and be okay with it. But again, because all great things do have to come to an end in a day, we are at the end. So what I like to do again, Gail, let our viewers know how they can reach you.
Always, you can reach me at www.gailnicholson.com or email me directly at g2@gailnicholson.com, or you can find me on Facebook by Gail Nicholson, my name, or at G2Nicholson.
Excellent. And Gail, with one word, what would you like to leave our viewers with?
Joy.
Awesome. Thank you. Damaris, let us know how we can reach you.
So Damaris Somolinsky on Facebook, DamarisSomolinsky.com. That's my website, and damaris.somolinsky@gmail.com is my email.
Awesome.
Or on the Three Crones page, which thanks, Krista, because I forgot to add that one.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Awesome. And Damaris, with one word, what would you like to leave the viewers with?
Love, because that was the theme of this week. It was all, being in that Venus energy, and love always wins. So that's my word, love.
Yep.
Excellent. And Krista, let everybody know how they can reach you.
You can always reach me on Facebook is with Dimensional Healing with Krista on Facebook. You can reach me dimensionalhealingwithkrista@gmail.com. And like I said, you can always find me on Three Crones in the Woo Woo. We have a web page, or not web page. We have a Facebook page and a Facebook group. And yeah, you can hit me up there.
And what is your word you'd like to leave everybody with?
Oh, wow. So we have joy. We have love. I'm going to say gratitude.
Gratitude.
I like gratitude. The attitude of gratitude can shift so much. So much.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. So yes. So for all of our viewers, we're leaving you with some joy, love, and gratitude on this amazing 7/7 day. And I feel so blessed to have the Three Crones and the Woo Woo here on my show today. And I was so blessed to be able to share them with each and every one of you. Remember, please, every Tuesday, 3 p.m. Eastern time, go check them out, because they will make you laugh. I promise you, they will make you laugh. They're going to share their word, astrology, and a beautiful crystal. So go catch them. Thank you so much, everyone. Remember to share, like, and comment. Damaris, go ahead. You have a question?
Krista dances too on the show. So I just
say that again.
Tune in to watch Krista dancing on the show.
For us on the show. I just
yes. Yes, Krista dances. Yes, exactly. Yes. So with all that being said, again, everybody, our viewers, thank you. Remember, share, like, and comment on today's show. Come check me out this Sunday on Joanne's Healing Within, as I have an amazing guest coming on this Sunday. You want to come and reach them, 3 p.m. Eastern time then too. There's so much going on in the world. Have some fun on our shows. For now, bye-bye.